GameStop stock is doing what now? Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining us today. And today we are going to be talking about a topic that has actually been requested by a few of my viewers, and I do understand why, because this is a very strange thing that's going on with a company called GameStop. GameStop is, for those of you who are unaware, although I don't think that's many of you, a place that sells primarily video games. In fact, primarily used video games. GameStop has been controversial for years because they basically took a used video game market and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Many people even blame GameStop for being partially responsible for microtransactions and add-ons and other things that game publishers now charge to try to make money from the used sales that they lose out on when GameStop sells them. Personal opinion, they would have done it at some point anyway. But GameStop has been seen as kind of a failing business for a long time. You know, the used market is dwindling. Physical media is dying. You know, less people want to buy it. And GameStop has even actually, they've lost some CEOs, had a lot of financial problems, closed a lot of stores, and have even tried to do things like sell cell phones and merchandise like t-shirts and stuff. Although my wife actually now loves going to GameStop when she used to not, because of that said merchandise. And however, something crazy has been going on with the stock, and that's what we're here to talk about. Now, before we continue any further, I just want to state up front, and it should be obvious, this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. I can give you my opinion on what I would do, but if you want financial advice, talk to a financial advisor. But look at the GameStop stock. Right now, it is trading at around $77. For perspective's sake, 3 months ago, October 26th, it was trading at $13.45. A month later, when the video game console started launching and selling out quickly, they were trading for about $16. And over Christmas, it got to $20.99. And here's the funny thing. I have to be honest, I thought that was going to be the end of it. That was going to be the end of it. It wasn't going to get any higher than that. But in the last week, holy cow, look at that. It's just been on a tear. This is a Tesla tear. In this day, it got as high as $144.68. What is going on? This is a company that has a failing business model, that sells a product most people no longer want to buy in the way that they sell it. And in fact, this isn't even like a beloved company when you get down to it. This is a company that is so hated. People have YouTube channels and blogs dedicated to hating GameStop, and they are wildly successful. Never mind the horror stories you hear about people who have worked for GameStop who come back and they just share these horrible, nightmarish stories. Well, here's the thing. There is a reason GameStop's stock keeps surging. It's a strange one, but it's worth knowing if you look at those numbers and you're like, what the heck is going on? Here's the article from CNN by Paul R. He writes, GameStop is expected to lose money this year and next year. Sales growth is sluggish as fewer games need to go to stores or even shop online when they can download new titles directly from their consoles, PCs, phones, and tablets. So why are shares of video game retailer up more than 275% so far in 2021? The company can thank a loyal group of investors on Reddit who continue to back the stock, even as many others on Wall Street have argued that the shares are overvalued and due for a sharp decline. The stock was extremely volatile on Monday, and it was halted several times. Shares more than doubled at one point and finished the day 18% higher. Posters on the Wall Street Bets subreddit have been touting the company aggressively. That appears to have helped fuel a so-called short squeeze in GameStop stock. A number of investors have bet against GameStop recently by borrowing shares and selling them with the hopes that they can repurchase the stock at a lower price and pocket the difference. By the way, one of the people who is doing that, I don't know how many of you saw The Big Short, but the character that Steve Carell plays, that Mark guy, he's one of the people who is buying a big short on GameStop, and That's a guy I would not bet against. Continuing. That's a risky strategy. If the stock suddenly spikes sooner, short sellers may have to rush en masse to buy back shares or risk losing their shirts. The more that a short-handed stock goes up, the bigger the losses become if a short seller doesn't buy back or cover their position. That creates a squeeze. Citron Research, an investing firm that often identifies stocks it thinks are overvalued and therefore could be good short-term candidates, has learned the hard way what can happen when investors squeeze a stock higher. Citron founder Andrew Leff called GameStop a, quote, failing mall-based retailer in a report earlier this month, and then predicted that the stock would plunge to $20 in a video he posted to Twitter on Thursday. By the way, that's another problem with GameStop's business model, is that it's primarily in malls. At the time, GameStop was trading around $40. The stock surged to $65 by Friday and is now trading around $100. Leff has now given up on shorting GameStop, citing harassment by the stock's backers. He also tweeted last week that too many people were hacking Citron's Twitter feed, causing him to delay the posting of his video, which was originally planned for Wednesday. Leff was not immediately available for further comment. The victory for GameStop's vocal bulls on Reddit shows how dangerous it is for investors to bet against stocks that have a significant cult following. BlackBerry, another favorite among Reddit's WSB followers, has also surged this year. Some gleeful GameStop investors are even looking to cash in by selling merchandise touting the stock rally. Jones Trading Chief Market Strategist Marco Burke noted in a report Monday that there is now a commemorative patch listed on Etsy that celebrates the GameStop stock spike. More than 100 have been sold so far. To be sure, GameStop does have some upside beyond the Reddit love. Despite its name, the retailer doesn't only sell games. GameStop is also popular with fans of pop culture collectibles such as Star Wars toys and Funko figurines, which help attract shoppers who aren't hardcore gamers to visit the brick-and-mortar shops. GameStop announced earlier this month that same-store sales rose nearly 5% during the 2020 holiday season, and that the digital sales skyrocketed more than 300%. Overall sales were still down, though, due primarily to temporary store closures as a result of spike in COVID-19. So, let's get back to here's one of the reasons that it's also spiking. The company announced earlier this month that Ryan Cohen, founder of online pet supply store Chewy, is now on GameStop's board along with two other former Chewy executives. Cohen's RC Ventures is one of the largest investors in GameStop. Quote, the company said, the three new directors collectively bring deep expertise in e-commerce, online marketing, finance, and strategic planning to GameStop. Still, some investing experts are worried that the rise in GameStop has gone too far too fast and could be yet another sign of speculative mania in what has suddenly become a frothy overall market. Generally speaking, stocks with high short interest have been some of the top performers this year, says analysts at Bespoke Investment Group in a report earlier this month. The Bespoke report also noted that struggling retailer Bed Bath & Beyond, mall owner Macrick, and hard-hit movie theater operator AMC are other examples of heavily shorted stocks that are up substantially in 2021. By the way, if you want my opinions on AMC stock, check out my video on The Failed Journalist. So what's basically happening is that a bunch of people on Reddit, YouTube, podcasts, whatever, they all decided that they were going to rally behind GameStop. And GameStop is a logical company for this to happen. GameStop stock was cheap. People saw a lot of it out there. And it's pretty easy to get people who love physical media to get behind and rally behind it. Once you get the rally going, then other people on Robinhood see that GameStop is doing really good and they start pumping money into it. Then people start making more YouTube videos and podcasts like this one talking about this historic rise in GameStop stock, which then causes it to go higher. Will it go higher even after this video goes up? There's actually a possibility it might. Before you invest in it, please keep in mind though, GameStop, for all the reasons that I had listed above, GameStop is a stock to largely avoid. GameStop is losing money. They are going to lose money throughout this year. It's probably, if they get lucky, if they can turn the business around, they might start making money next year. They're going to be closing more stores. They do need to change their business model. We don't know if the revamped GameStop under these new board of directors is actually going to work. There's a lot of uncertainty. Now, here's the thing. If it's cheap stock, then yeah, there's a lot to go. Like, if there's nowhere to go but up, that's great. But GameStop, I think this stock is on par with Target now. And it's higher than Best Buy. All for a company that actually hasn't done anything substantial to show that the business model is improving anytime soon. So, look, if you bought GameStop inexpensive months ago, like I should have, and I did buy GameStop at one point, and I sold it when it got to $10. I thought it wouldn't go a lot higher. Probably should have held on to that, clearly. But I thought I had won at the time, and shows that you really don't know anything about the stock market until you're actually doing it. And even then, you still might not know anything. Would I buy GameStop at $76 or $144? Heck no. Personally, I wouldn't do it. You do what you want to do. Again, talk to a financial expert before you do anything, but it seems to be the real reason GameStop is going crazy is a lot of speculation. Basically, someone started to get the hype rolling, the stock started moving, other people started investing, it goes up even higher, stories are written, videos are made, people are talking, and so it just keeps going higher. At one point, though, people who look at this, and most of these people are not investors, they ultimately wind up with a business model that is not sustainable at the time being. It's not too late to buy GameStop, and this might certainly buy them some time. It kind of depends how long people hold the stock as opposed to how many people sell the stock. I just hit my microphone, sorry. I'm not going to be buying GameStop stock. I'm not. Now, when it comes to other stocks, a particular AMC stock, for example, again, you can check out the Failed Journalist channel. I'm going to talk about that there, but GameStop's stock is going up for, in my opinion, all the wrong reasons. But anyway, I would like to know what you think about this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have GameStop stock? Are you going to buy GameStop stock? Are you going to sell GameStop stock? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.